Hello everyone, it's James from Square Internet here with another WordPress tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to bypass the cache on your WordPress website and to see what your users are seeing on your WordPress website. This is really useful for if you have caching activated on your website, and if there's been some issues or some updates and you want to be absolutely certain that your users aren't seeing any kind of issues or problems on your WordPress website. Obviously, the first thing that you can do is to clear the cache. So I've got WP Rocket active, so I would always clear the cache, purge the OP cache, and then I'd clear my Cloudflare cache because I have that CDN active. You can of course also clear your server caches, but if you've been using WordPress for a while, or if you have a high traffic site or perhaps an e-commerce store, you've probably experienced on more than one occasion persistent cache, where after you've cleared the caches, you're still seeing what appears to be an old version of the website or a version that's not up to date with how it should currently look. So that can be frustrating, especially when you want to make sure that your users aren't viewing any kind of bugs or a broken version of the website. Now, a simple way that you can check that everything's okay for your users is to install a tool called Hotjar, which is a session recording and website optimization tool. And what it does when it's installed on your website, it records the sessions of your users, and you can basically go into the tool and you can view recordings that show you exactly what your users have been seeing when they've been browsing on your website. So it's super simple to set up, and I'm going to show you how you can install it on your WordPress website in this video. So the first thing to do, go to hotjar.com and sign up for an account. So there's two tiers of plans. There's a business plan and a personal plan. The basic plan, which is free forever, is enough to get you started with Hotjar, and it gives you a small amount of free recordings within the plan, which you can use. You might want to use a paid plan if it's a tool that you want to be using continuously, month on month. But the basic plan is enough to get you started. So sign up for the free plan or a paid plan, whichever you feel is suitable. And then once you're done with the sign up, come back to your WordPress website, and we want to connect your Hotjar account to your WordPress account. So there's two ways of doing that. If you have something like header, footer, and post injections, like a plugin to insert things in the header and footer, you might just want to grab the embed code, which you should be able to get from the dashboard. Up here, if you click on tracking, we've got a code which could be copied and pasted into the header or footer. So that's how I've done it on my website. I've got a tool, just easy ease of use, putting stuff in the header and footer rather than going into the code. So you can just copy and paste the code here. A plugin like this as well also just gives you really easy control over where it's put. So you can choose to put it on pages, posts, header, body. Sometimes it's a bit quicker and easier than playing around with code. So that's one way of doing it. The other way, there's a free plugin for Hotjar, which you can get from the plugin library, which is the easiest way, is to just go into the plugin library, search for Hotjar. Just do that now. Install. I'll activate it. Once the plugin's activated, it can be managed from Settings, Hotjar. So just hover over Settings, and you'll see there's an option for Hotjar. And all you need to do to connect is to get the unique Hotjar ID for your site. If you click that link, it will open up a list of sites. If you just have one site, then you'll only see your site and you can get the ID. You can get the ID there, or if you're in the dashboard already and you've got your site pulled up, it's actually included in the URL up here, this number. You can just copy and paste it. Just copy it, paste it, and then click Save Changes. I'm not going to save because I've already got the script embedded on my website. Actually, I will, just to show you. So you then have a link to click here to verify the install. It's going to tell me I've already got a script activated. So for you, if you've just activated it, it will just say Hotjar script detected, and you can then, be sure that your setup is all good. For me, I'm just going to deactivate that plugin. And now finally, I'll show you how it works. So when you're logged into Hotjar, this is the section that you need to pay attention to, recordings, the little video camera icon there. So if you click on that, there's a list of recordings. You can filter them by various time frames, devices, etc. I'm just going to show you really quickly the sort of stuff that you see by clicking play on a session to show you what it's like. So I think this is me playing around on my website because it's got 6 minutes 27 seconds, which is a long session for a new user, so it's probably me just playing around, checking things out. But as you can see exactly what I was viewing, what the user is viewing. So on the right hand side here, we've also got a load of helpful info like the browser that was used, the device that was used, the date, the country, even the operating system, and then a list of actions that was taken. So something was visited, something was clicked, a window was resized. So a ton of useful info. And as I said, this can just be used to rule out any bugs or issues on your website. So, you might clear all your caches, give it a few hours, but you're still seeing an old version of the website. If you're really then worried that your user experience may be impacted, then would be the time that you could just pop into Hotjar, go into recordings, and view 1 or 2 recordings just to make sure that things are okay for the users. I'm not sure how quickly they populate. Actually, you may need to wait till the next day. Perhaps on the more expensive pay plans, the data is available more akin to real time. But even if it's just sort of checking in the next day, it just gives you an extra layer of security. You can just double check that yes, that issue really was fixed and it's no longer a problem for our users. It's also very useful when debugging and solving complex issues on your website. For instance, if you have an e-commerce store and users are struggling to purchase on a particular payment method, it can just give you invaluable info on what's going wrong, where people are clicking, and it may show you things that you're not quite aware of. So really useful tool, and really useful for making sure you're viewing the same thing your users are. So there you go, nice and easy to set up and install, and a very useful tool. If you found the video useful, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos. I'm always releasing fresh WordPress content. And thanks as always for watching the video. I hope to see you on the next videos.